the structure of your bones. And is it not a dream which none of you remember having dreamt, that builded your city and fashioned all there is in it? You'll remember in East Coker, T.S. Eliot's line, "We must be still and still moving." And then, of course, the very final line, "In my end is my beginning." Things are not what they seem, in other words. Could you but see, we're back to perspicacity, the tides of that breath, you would cease to see all else. And if you could hear the whispering of the dream, you would hear no other sound. But you do not see, nor do you hear, and it is well. In other words, it's all time. We come to our own knowledge, our own truth, in our own way and in our own time. The veil that clouds your eyes, you're back to the owl motif, right? The veil that clouds your eyes. You remember in Song Myself 46, "Now I wash the gum from your eyes." Here it's the veil. "The veil that clouds your eyes shall be lifted by the hands that wove it, and the clay that fills your ears shall be pierced by those fingers that kneaded it, and you shall see." Again, back to perspicacity. "And you shall hear. Yet you shall not deplore having known blindness, nor regret having been deaf." Again, the theodicy observation. Not why did this happen to us, but rather, why did this happen, the pain, the suffering? Why did it happen for us, right? And he says it, "And you shall not deplore having known blindness, nor regret having been deaf. For in that day you shall know the hidden purposes in all things." Again, the secrets. "And you shall bless darkness as you would bless light." Wow. Some amazing, amazing insights. After saying these things, he looked about him. And he saw the pilot of the ship, obviously the symbolism here is profound, standing by the helm and gazing now at the full sails, and now at the distance. And he said, now these are the last words, "Patient, over patient is the captain of my ship. The wind blows, and the restless are the sails." This is Tennyson's Ulysses. "There lies the port, the vessel buffs her sails. There gloom the dark broad seas. My mariner souls that have toiled and wrought in thought with me, that ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and the sunshine, and opposed free hearts, free foreheads. You and I are old. Old age hath yet its honor and its toil. The wind blows, restless are the sails. Even the rudder begs direction. Yet quietly my captain awaits my silence, and these my mariners, who have heard the choir of the greater sea, they too have heard me patiently. Now they shall wait no longer." Right? We're ready to go. I am ready. Think about Hamlet's line, "The readiness is all," in Hamlet 5:2. I'm ready. The stream has reached the sea. We saw this in the passage on death. And once more, the great mother holds her son against her breast. What a beautiful image. Fare you well, people of Orphalese. This day has ended. It is closing upon us, even as the water lily upon its own tomorrow. What an amazing line. What was given us here, we shall keep. And if it suffices not, then again must we come together and together stretch our hands unto the giver. I know a number of folks who love to read these poems together because they're so compelling when you read them together. "Forget not," again, one more time, remember, "that I shall come back to you. A little while and my longing shall gather dust and foam for another body." This idea of the phoenix comes back to mind, huh? "A little while, a moment of rest upon the wind, and another woman shall bear me." In other words, I'll be reborn again and again and again. "Farewell to you and the youth I have spent with you. It was but yesterday we met in a dream. You have sung to me in my aloneness, and I of your longings have built a tower in the sky." Remember what Thoreau says at the end of Walden, "If you have built castles in the air, leave them. Now put the foundations under them." But now our sleep is fled, and our dream is over, and it is no longer dawn. We're in the evening. The noontide is upon us, and our half-waking is turned to fuller day, and we must part. If in the twilight of memory we should meet once more, we shall speak again together, and you shall sing to me a deeper song, spiritual maturity. And if our hands should meet in another dream, we shall build another tower in the sky. So saying, he made a signal to the seamen, and straightway they weighed at anchor and cast the ship loose from its moorings, and they moved eastward. And a cry came from the people as from a single heart, and it rose into the dusk and was carried out over the sea like a giant trumpeting. Notice the unity of all the people together. Only Almitra was silent, gazing after the ship until it had vanished into the mist. And I think this is what great readers of these poems do, much like Almitra, looking out into the mist. And when all the people were dispersed, she still stood alone upon the seawall, remembering in her heart as saying, "A little while, a moment of rest upon the wind, and another woman shall bear me." The idea of cycles, right? Everything is cyclical. Hey, do you remember these great lines at the conclusion of the four quartets, those precious poems for us, and Little Gidding? We've given full lectures at learnstrong.net on these lines. Remember this? It seems so apropos. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all of our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. At 2A, how are we going to own a set of lines like this? The only sin is to forget, right? What we are, who we are, and the way in which we're all connected. Always have respect, always have gratitude, and obviously never give up learning. Lifelong learning. Read these poems again and again and again. The symbols at 2B are powerful. The ship of death, the stream has reached the sea. And of course, at 3A, well, think about all the great final lines of so many great texts. Obviously, think of Leaves of Grass, that passage from the end of Song of Myself 52, or the final lines of Song of the Open Road, or Passage to India, or Brooklyn Fair. I mean, just go and look at all of those. They're quite remarkable, right? And of course, Farewell My Fancy, no doubt. The final lines of Leaves of Grass. We've given full lectures again at learnstrong.net. I love to think of Plato's Phaedo as well as Apology here, that review of life's work and defending oneself as the teacher. Finally at 3B, well, he says it, always face the sun. And of course the real question is, how are you doing with this idea? And to what degree are you going to be able to be challenged to keep facing the sun? Come back for some final thoughts in Lecture 30. Thank you.